Hi guys, I'm Natalie. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a book talk review of this book right here by Serena Valentino. It is called The Beast Within, A Tale of Beauty's Prince. And surprisingly, this was pretty good. It's very short. It's about, can't tell you how many pages because I don't remember. 215. I got this finished in a day. I actually read this book a couple months ago when I had free time, I think during winter break. And I did film it. Somehow the audio didn't connect, and well, here I am doing it now. This book, it was shocking to me because I thought it would be like, I thought when she did a Beauty and the Beast book it'd be about Gaston, because so far they've all been about the take on the villains, but this was a take on the prince, which was like, to me, he's not really a villain. He's sort of a villain because of basically it's the Stockholm Syndrome kidnapping with Belle, but not really. He kept her, yeah, but she escaped and he could have let her go. She could have left again, but she didn't. But whatever. This was 215 pages. I don't know if I already said that. And I got this finished in a day. It's pretty quick. And it's a take on, obviously, the prince's side. As most people know, his name is Adam. They don't call him Adam here. They call him either the prince or they call him the beast. And I like this cover because this has this side, obviously. And then you have his princely side. Look, it's like half of me, half of you. That's like really spot on, actually. It's kind of creepy that I did that. This take has the odd sisters, Lucinda. Oh god, I am so bad. Hold on. What are these creepy girls' names? There's 3 of them. I'm like blanking what their names are. Hold on. Lucinda, Ruby, and Martha. Yeah. They were in the first one with the Evil Queen book, the fairest of them all. I don't remember the rest of the words of the title. And it is a take on the Evil Queen's side, which you guys can go check out my other video. This one had them in it because they happen to be, spoiler warning here, be related to the enchanted fairy, is that what you call her? The old lady who turns into the good witch, the enchanted witch who changes the beast. They're related to hers in the book. But anyway, summary up is about his take from, it starts off that he's already the beast and Belle's living with him. But before, that's how the first chapter starts. But second chapter, it goes into like a flashback about how he was as a prince, who his friends were, what he was doing, who he was with before he got to Belle. Later on, towards the end, it finally gets back to Belle because it gets back to the fight scene at the end where he changes. But most of the book is about the prince, the people he was with, basically the people he was engaged in dating before he met Belle and fell in love. Spoiler alerts here. If you don't want to listen, this is where it happens. I was shocked that he was BFF with Gaston. Total mind blown because Gaston's dad worked for his royal family as a gamekeeper, and Gaston ended up getting that job later on. And they were BFFs. They were actually good children because even Miss Potts like adores him, and I'm like, what? But I was like, that's a good twist because it shocks ya. Then there's he's an artist. He's called Maestro. I feel like he's in the animated series, the Christmas special of Beauty and the Beast, but I could be totally freaking wrong. Who knows? There's, I can't think of her name. What is her name? Circe. I think that's how you say the enchanted witch's name. It's spelled C-I-R-C-E. She's in here, and that in the beginning of the story, he's actually engaged to her because she's beautiful, and that's kind of why he loves her. But Gaston's like, you no more engaged because she's a peasant woman who cleans pig farms. And so he breaks up with her, but she comes back to his castle begging for forgiveness, saying, you do love me and all this stuff. And she finds out really he only loved her for her beauty. And she's like covered in pig slop and mud and guts. And she curses him, but before she curses him, her sisters, Lucinda, Ruby, and Martha, the odd sisters who frickin' ugly as hell, as stated in the book, come and help, are there for when she curses him, which he actually stays human until a certain point where he becomes the beast. He's actually human. Until, I believe what she said, until he turns 20, 21 obviously is when the spell breaks and he becomes like the beast. But I think he's like 19, 20. And so I think by his 20th birthday he becomes the beast. But before that he goes, everything will change, your people will start to change and all this stuff. The beast's aspect, how, you know, Belle sees them as enchanted objects, they sing, they dance. Beast does not see that. He sees them move, he hears them talk, but he can't see them and they can see him. He is total, like, they look creepy. All these statues are creepy and evil. He doesn't see anything. The only person he actually ends up really talking to is Belle and the odd sisters who show up once in a while to screw with him. He later starts seeing this one chick, I think for a little bit. Yeah. Her name is, what is her name? Tulip Morningstar, I think. And they meet at a ball and Gaston kind of introduces them, but they did see Belle at the ball. And the prince did find her fascinating. But Gaston's like, no, you're not gonna like her, she reads books and everything. So he went off and found this girl who's like submissive. And he loves her, but the prince does love her, but he loves the idea of her and how she looks and how submissive she is. But he's not really in love with her. And Gaston is there through them all, and he kind of starts losing his mind. Cogsworth is like his homie. Not really his homies, but it's like kind of his dad. Mrs. Potts like his mom, taking care of him. And he starts to transform his aging. He ends up having Gaston kill Maestro because he didn't like how the portrait was done of him. Obviously, he's engaged to Tulip, and she starts noticing the change, and she has her nanny who comes visit her and everything so they can spend time. And then finally, suddenly he's with Tulip in their garden, and all of a sudden he just snaps and he gets attacked by this beast, and he sends Tulip away, blames her, says he doesn't love her, and that's why, because they kissed, and he thinks she doesn't really love him, that's why he's still the beast. But really, that's not it. He just doesn't love her. And the odd sisters visit him one by one. His people are changing into statues, and he's freaking out. When Belle comes, the odd sisters are like, So they send wolves. The wolves are sent by the odd sisters, who put their sister to sleep. No, they sent their sister away to see Ursula, who helped Tulip which I find out Tulip is part of the Little Mermaid Ursula storybook. And Tulip gave away her youth to Ursula, I guess, to help curse Ariel, probably. And so Circe, the enchanted witch, goes to Tulip fix it. She comes back, because Ursula gets along with Circe. So she comes back, finds out that something happened because she does all these spells. Belle's okay because the prince, they actually cursed, these wolves came that they sent to chase Belle because they're actually hoping the beast would kill her, because he gets in the mindset of a beast, because he actually did attack Gaston in the forest and everything. Oh, and when the beast is the beast, then the spell casted to everyone else, and they forgot about the royalty because of what happened. Penny, my dog's sitting on me now. What else? Oh yeah, after then Belle starts to get along, they do all this stuff. He still hears them talking. Finally, it gets to the ending where they kind of curse her to be all upset, like show the mirror and everything. And so he sees Belle sees the mirror, goes to see her dad, because he lets her go, obviously, as we've seen, because he loves her. The Odd Sisters went to see Gaston to kind of get him, manipulate him to go and kill the beast. Like there's this thing, kind of give them the idea to put Maurice in the crazy loony bin to get Belle to marry him. And then they send him off because he ended up finding out because of them. So they fight, but while Cersei is there knowing, the Odd Sisters put their sister to sleep because they were getting back at they didn't want the beast to be happy, but Cersei did. She wanted him to find happiness and be happy to fix what was wrong with him. But the Odd Sisters were like, he must go because you hurt our sister, so bye-bye. So they get the mob scene and get him stabbed and everything because of Gaston, and Belle was there. But before Gaston dies, obviously, he makes the beast have a flashback of who his friend is, Gaston. They flashback but he still dies. But they wake up their sister Cersei, and she wakes up. She sees what happened. She's like, oh my god, and she helps, and she's the reason why they're obviously still together and they're happy. And another object, obviously, which was the mirror in the hand, was given to the beast, and everything's happily ever after. But she's not happy. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Hold on. What am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting. Obviously, yeah, they have the fancy ball down, everything happy dory. That's basically everything, I think, summarized up, in my opinion, basically all the major plot points. It would have been interesting if Serena Valentino did the aspect of Gaston, though there's like a little bit, because he's friends with the beast. Like, you kind of get it with the live action a little bit more, why he's the way he is, besides the little small words that you hear in the animated version. I kind of wanted Gaston, like, why was he so obsessed with Belle? Why was he willing to do all this stuff? Was he a good person before? Was he actually intelligent? A little bit of maybe LeFou. Who knows? But it would have been interesting. I know the other books I have to read is Ursula, Mother Gothel, and Maleficent. And now, recently, I just found out they have the book about the Odd Sisters. Maybe it's how they came to be and why they're evil. I hope she does more villains. It'd be interesting if she does Scar, Claude Frollo from Hunchback, maybe Yzma from, who knows, a bunch of other characters. It's very interesting. I like them because they're interesting take that are easy short reads of Disney villains, sorta-ish, because he's really not villain in my opinion. But just a different take on their perspective of all these Disney stars that we know and love. I find them fascinating. The longest book that I've seen is, I think, Mother Gothel, because Maleficent and Ursula, yeah, they're like about this big, I think, a little bit bigger, but Mother Gothel is like huge, and I'm like, I'm very excited to read that, but gotta get there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me if you guys read this, what you guys thought. I gave this book 5 out of 5 because it's, in my opinion, a really good book. And give me recommendations if you have any about Disney's type storybooks, because I'm always interested in that, or any other type of books. So yeah, bye.